Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode. My name is Mohammad Reza Fati, and I'm a life coach. What we do in life echoes in eternity. This episode is about comparison between wants and needs. There's something a lot of people in the West are living with right now, but they don't have a clean name for it. You feel tired, but you can't point and blame one specific reason. You feel irritated, but you don't know what you're even asking for. You feel like something is missing, and you keep trying to patch it with purchases, upgrades, new plans, new routines, but the missing part just doesn't fade away. That's usually the moment when a want quietly shows up wearing the costume of a need, and life drifts into a mistake that looks normal on the outside because the majority of the people are living this way. You don't build a plan for your needs. You sprint after your wants as if they're dragging you. So let's make this simple and practical. What's the difference between a need and a want? How do people lose track of their needs, especially when they're not careless, just overwhelmed or confused? And what are some core human needs that actually show up in real life so you can spot them tomorrow and actually chase them? A want or a desire is usually something that makes you feel better fast, especially right now. It's about immediate gratification. But a need is something that, if you keep missing it, slowly grinds you down, even if your life looks normal from the outside. A want is often connected to mood, taste, novelty, and excitement. But a need is connected to stability, health, identity, wealth, and how your life is basically run. Here's a grounded example. You might need a better rest. You might need a new pillow. That's what you need. You might want an exciting weekend, but what you actually need is one safe person you can actually talk with because you've been fine for too long and nobody actually cares about you. Nobody calls you if you're okay. You might want another course or another productivity system because buying the plan feels like progress. But what you actually need is to find your direction, and no course can tell you that. Just find it within yourself. So, here's the simplest definition. A want will tell you this: what feels good right now, but a need says, if I keep missing this, what part of my life will break? Now, let's talk about the reasons why people miss their needs. It's probably overload, it's too much responsibility, it's survival mode. In Western life, survival mode can look like this: you're employed, but the workload never ends. You're stable, but the rent or mortgage is heavy. Insurance, bills, children, student loans, aging parents, you name it. The pace is too fast, even if everything is technically okay. When your mind is running like that, it looks for the quickest way to calm down. So, a few predictable things happen. One, needs are slow, wants are fast. Real rest, connection, meaning, these don't turn on just like in 5 minutes. But to purchase a snack, a scroll, a new show, a new book, those give you instant relief. Number two, needs usually require honesty. Wants often require a click. Talking to someone, setting a boundary, admitting that you've been lonely, that costs energy and sacrifice and planning and thinking. Buying something or distracting yourself doesn't cost anything, or it costs a lot less. Number three, you can get used to your habit of ignoring your needs. You can go on and on and on for years or months or decades ignoring yourself, but eventually you'll get used to it. Number four, people confuse chasing your needs with being demanding or ambitious. People say, if I care about myself, it means I'm selfish. If I chase my needs and not my dad's or children's, I'm uncaring. Number five, some needs reveal harsh truths. If you admit that you're alone, this is a heavy emotional burden. If you admit that you need meaning, you might notice you've been living someone else's version of life or success for the past decade. So, what the brain does is that it always looks for small, easy, and cheap substitutes like drugs. Here's the point: if you keep trying to improve your mood with small fixes all day long, there's a good chance that a deeper need is waiting for you underneath and you're some kind of betraying yourself. So, let us fix this real quick. I'm going to give you 3 questions that help you kind of manage your desire for escape. Question number 1: how long will the effect last if I get this, if I buy this? If it's 2 hours, a day, or maybe a weekend, it's often a want. If it changes your week, your month, your relationships, your income, anything that is going to stay with you is probably a need. Question number 2: if I don't get this, what exactly starts falling apart in me? Be specific. If you say, I'm going to get annoyed, it's vague, it's wrong. Who gives a shit if you are getting annoyed? You should get annoyed. You should lose some nerves. But if you lose your sleep, if you lose your relationship, that's something to think about. But if you don't buy anything for 2 months, of course you will get irritated. It's okay. Stay with it. Question number 3: what need is this want trying to cover? Shopping can be a cover for safety. Working nonstop can be a cover for self worth that you don't have. Endless entertainment can be a cover for peace. Constant achievement can be a cover for love and approval. If you ask these 3 questions, you will catch yourself hiding from your own interests. Now, let's talk about some core human needs. Number 1, the need for safety. Safety isn't only about locks and alarms. Safety is the feeling that you know, you're 100% sure that your life isn't going to collapse at any second. For one person, safety is predictable income, even if it's modest. For another, it's a home where conflict doesn't explode. For another person, it's having at least one person who doesn't humiliate you when you mess up. When safety is missing, it shows itself in your body. You are always on the edge. Small problems feel like emergencies. Your mind always plays worst case scenarios, like a playlist you can't turn off. And people often tell themselves, I should get my shit together. What this real thing is about a small financial budget, saving, a clear boundary with someone who is draining you, a simple routine that lowers the chaos, like writing, a safe place to talk about things that you worry about without being judged. Number 2, the need for real rest. And the rest is something different than working with your phone and watching clips. You can lie in bed watching clips and receiving no rest. Real rest is only this: enough sleep, a walk without headphones and phones, 10 minutes of quiet meditation, journaling, actual resting, not things that stimulate resting. When real rest is missing, people start thinking they're lazy or unmotivated. But the truth is simple: your system is depleted. That's it. You should refuel. Number 3, a need for safe connection. You can be surrounded by people that still have no safe connection. Safe connection is where you don't have to perform. You don't have to be impressive. You don't have to pretend that you're fine. Many people have a busy social life and still have nobody to talk to. When was the last time in the past 30 days that someone called you and asked you if you're okay? When this need goes unmet, the brain looks for substitutes: more scrolling, humor, food, late night noise, loud music. Not because you're weak, but the mind is trying to calm itself, but you have to manage it. Number four, the need for meaning and direction. A person can be productive, paid, praised, or even they have a family and still feel empty because they don't know what they don't know. Meaning doesn't have to be something huge, spiritual statement. Either you have it or you don't. Sometimes meaning is one honest answer to this. What am I willing to carry this difficulty for? When direction is unclear, small things hit harder. A comment in social media, a small comparison in your mind, a setback, a rejection, everything shakes you because you don't have an inner source of power, an anchor that actually helps you get grounded. This is where journaling helps. Take a piece of paper, write down, what kind of person am I trying to become? What am I avoiding? What matters than looking good? What am I chasing? If my life continues like this for like 2 years, where would I end up? Number five, the need for self respect and boundaries. A lot of people think that boundaries mean being harsh. A boundary can be calm, respectful, and short. Imagine an employee who doesn't have any boundaries, who's always available. This person slowly trains everyone to expect instant access and then wonders why they feel empty and drained. A boundary can sound like this: I can't do that today. I can do it in 3 days. I'm not available for that. I need time to think. I'll get back to you. When boundaries are missing, wants multiply and needs gets crushed. And the person that behaves like that starts feeling like their life isn't theirs. Number six, as we talked in growth, a requirement for survival. Every person needs growth. And I'm talking about real growth. For one person, growth is like taking a walk twice a week. For you, it might be learning a new skill. For another person, it's like writing 5 minutes a day. Every person needs to grow every week, every month, for the rest of their lives. When these needs goes unmet, stagnation shows up wearing different masks, often as I'm not motivated, I'm not good enough. But underneath, the system says, I'm not running, you're not growing. I need proof that I'm building something, that I have a purpose. Final part, grab a notebook or a clean piece of paper. At the top, write this: what am I actually missing these days? What needs am I chasing? What wants are blocking me from chasing my actual needs? What needs of other people am I ignoring? See, these questions may be direct, but they're actually your friends. You expect your government to take care of the country and you in a really honest, practical, straightforward, and impressive way. Do you do the same for your own life or for the life of other people? As a parent, as a brother, as a mother? So, your job is to keep building your life and satisfying your needs and keep chasing your needs. As Marcus Aurelius says, what kind of soldier abandons his post? This is your post. You should be always doing this. And if you do it, I promise you, your life is going to be separated to before and after personal development. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't chase some of your wants. What I'm suggesting is you need to stop running from yourself. You need to stop running from the truth. You need to make a balance between chasing your needs and wants. You need to know what your needs are. If someone asks you, name 10 needs that you have right now and your plan to satisfy them, everything we do in life is some sort of escape from the needs that we ran from for the past decade, for the past 5 years. You need to stop escaping and start chasing what you fear. Once you become fearless, life becomes limitless. What we do in life echoes in eternity.